Don't preach to me, fatso.
Welcome back. We're at episode 35. I'm Adam.
I'm Joe.
What were you trying to say there during the intro?
No, because I haven't set up my monitors the way I want yet. I didn't get my this afternoon, so I didn't have time to set it up. So I got my monitor sitting on my new rack unit, so it's sitting higher. And the camera I used to have.
You're obsessed with looking at the fucking camera. Jesus.
Taped to the top, right? So now the way the monitor's sitting, if I left the camera way up there, it'd get like top of my head.
Yeah.
So I took it off and put it back on a little tripod, and it's like right in front of me. So if I look like that, it's right there.
Yeah, what you gotta do is that boom arm, flip that thing around. You gotta like block in your face. It's like, no, you need to like put it down, then point it up. But do that later. This time it's janky, just like always. Covering your face. Hi, I'm Joe. This is you know. You're obsessed with the damn camera.
No, because it's that thing where like I'm looking at the camera, but then I look at the screen to see the picture.
Yeah.
And my eyes get away. And I'm trying to catch myself looking straight at the camera, but you can't.
You can't.
Mexican Americans!
It's fucking...
Dude, I'm turning into dead. Oh, the other fucking story.
I have no idea what's going on.
I'm gonna laugh at this shit.
Uh-oh.
All right. So usually like Sunday I make like I'll buy a pack of meat and I'll make that for the week, right? So when I come home from work, I could just heat it up in the microwave. So I made a pot of rice last Sunday. I didn't finish it. You know, I ate some all week when I was coming home for dinner with my meat and stuff and vegetables. And so I had some leftover. I said, what the fuck am I going to throw it out? And then I said, oh, you know what? I haven't made fried rice in a while. Hey, I'll make some fried rice because this weekend. So I went to the store. I was like, I need to get some eggs, you know, and some ham and an onion, you know.
Yeah.
I went and I got the shit. And then, in fact, I ended up, because the eggs are everything's so expensive
Everything's
now.
expensive.
But they had the Walmart egg beater brand, right?
Yeah.
And that was cheaper than the eggs. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to scramble them anyway. It's already scrambled for me. That's cool. So I bought the little carton of egg beater thing, and I brought it home, and I started making the fucking fried rice, chopped up the ham and the onion and shit, and had the fried rice. I was like, damn, that's pretty good. So the next morning I got up because I had bought some sausage too, and I said, what do I have my sausage? Oh, I got those egg beaters. I'll just make some eggs.
Yeah.
To go get the eggs out, and it was still sealed. And I was like, wait. I used this yesterday, and then I looked at the leftover fried rice, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't put the fucking eggs in it. I'm fucking retarded."
Oh, damn. Damn.
So I don't have too much time left.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
That's a total fun, and I got everything.
Yeah.
Got to add it. So, but that's like the couple or a month ago, or whatever. I forgot my ATM PIN number.
Yeah.
It blanked out. Couldn't remember it.
Yeah, I have moments like that where I'm like, wait, that doesn't look right. I think it's right.
Yeah.
That's not good. So I guess that picture behind you, we're gonna do this week is exposed. I haven't changed it over, but this is gonna be our music for it.
Hello, stranger.
Will you buy it? Thank you.
Gather around. It's story time.
Exposed. But yeah, we'll do an overdub in that because we don't ever. Story time ends up just happening after we just chatter about shit.
Yeah, you made that promo for story time, and we only use it like once, maybe twice.
Yeah, because we don't go in going, we have story time for this. It's like it ends up coming up like our stories and shit.
But I love that creepy fucking little tune.
So we're gonna change it, and we're gonna rip off Resident Evil with the fucking guy where he's up opening the trench coat. You'll see, because this week we'll have the I got this art made for it where I fucking put the dude who looks like he's showing you his junk. He put I photoshopped in like a leg because, you know, if you've seen that picture, anybody knows Resident Evil 4, that guy, he's on a trench coat and he opens it up. And so I put like a human leg and then I grayed out his junk. So it's like he's showing you his junk. And that's going to be our exposed symbol for fucking we introduce Joe to new beds. Yeah, we're all fucked up.
Yeah, we had meetings on that.
Me, man. Fucking kill you, man.
So this week we're gonna do alien weaponry. I figured that Joe's probably never heard of them. Most people haven't. They were kind of breaking there, and then COVID happened, and I don't know what's gonna happen with them now, but we'll see.
Yeah. So I watched some of the shit. You sent me one video, and then
I sent him Kai Tangata.
Goody goo.
That goody goo. Eddie, your wife's a goody goo goo, Eddie. She's a goddamn Bigfoot.
The Bigfoot tribe. Yeah. So they got all these travel guys. They're from New Zealand, so they're down under or whatever.
Yeah.
Or from that part of the world. And they're white kids. Well, they look white.
Well, they're half, yeah.
They have some of that tribal shit from New Zealand. And I don't mean shit, just that area. And the natives down there. And so there's that song that you sent me. It's like metal, but yeah, then they start singing in a different language.
It's all in the Maori language. I think the tribes are called the Maori people. Hope I'm not pronouncing it wrong, but I'm trying, so their grandparents were Maori, and they grew up speaking that language in a small village. And so, I guess they figured, hey, it'd be cool to use our family heritage, our language, to sing the songs. So it's different.
So it's two brothers, and then I guess they're one of their friends that plays bass. They just basically said gave them a bass and here play.
You play because you're descended from the Maori too. So then we'll all be descendants of Maori, and then keep the tribal stuff going. Kind of like a Sepultura deal going on.
Yeah,
and
that's what I thought when I said, because they got like the clips of the native people there.
Yeah,
dancing and shit. I was thinking, roots.
Yeah.
But the music's kind of, it has a good thrash feel, and they call themselves thrash.
Yeah.
So, like that clip I like. So then I started watching the other ones, and they all had a pretty good groove. But what I noticed in these videos, and I wasn't too sure on the dates because I didn't pay attention to the dates. It looks like the band changed. Like.
Yeah, I think they added a fourth guy in there at one point. I don't know if that's recently. I don't know what he fucking plays. Maybe they got another guitarist.
So I'm not sure on
because they were a 3-piece. Even when I first saw him in that video, that was it, Kai Tangata. That video, they were a 3-piece. So they might have just added another guitar player. Because if you're going to be thrash, it's good to have two guitar players. You need harmonies. It's good when you take a solo, you got a rhythm guy, because it's like you watch bands with one guitar player. Dude, when you record, you always lay down a rhythm track and then you'll solo over it, but something drops out when you don't have that. But I guess that's a picture of one of their albums behind you. Looks kind of like a butthole. And there's the eye of the butthole. That's the balloon knot.
The goony goo goo.
Brown eye. It's about to eat your head.
A little pink right there.
Or it's what do they call that thing in Return of the Jedi? The Sarlacc pit.
Oh,
it's the Sarlacc thing at the bottom of the desert. So it's different. I wanted to get your take on what you thought.
No, well, the music is good. It sounds like thrash to me.
Yeah, definitely.
And in the interviews, the kids even say, well, I call them kids because they are young. But they even say, no, we're like thrash. But then I noticed on Wikipedia, when I looked them up, they say that they're considered groove metal. I never even heard of groove metal.
Well, that term's it's thrown around, but Pantera was considered groove metal. I don't know that they're Pantera, but because Vinnie Paul would groove, and then that was groove metal.
Yeah.
But these terms get thrown around. Now the new thing is like what they call Slaughter to Prevail. They call that style now. They call it deathcore. And like in the early 2000s, there was metalcore, Trivium, and all those bands. Killswitch Engage.
Grindcore preceded.
Grindcore was preceded. So they take these old terms and then they try to give it a new spin. So, but I'm surprised he still use groove metal because that's been around since the 90s.
Yeah.
And it's usually associated with Pantera. But
the thrash, I agree with that. I mean, they sounded thrash.
Yeah, they're thrashy, and that's kind of coming back again. Well, It was coming back with a band called Power Trip. They were definitely thrashy till Riley died. But yeah, these guys, I don't know. It's interesting. They're good. They're a good band, and they are kids. When they first came out with that album, I think they were all under 20. So now they're in their early 20s, but still kids.
There was a couple documentaries on them, but they were like short.
Yeah.
One was like 8 minutes or so. But yeah, they all pretty much covered the same shit, so it wasn't,
Yeah.
But they had the two brothers, and the older one was already like had a job. He was out of high school.
Yeah.
But the younger one was still going to school. So they showed him like on a bus going to school one morning. And then their friend, the bass player, he went to the different school. And so it was kind of, but then like I said, when I was watching the videos, then all of a sudden I watched like another video, and I guess it might have been a later video.
Yeah.
It had to be a later video because it seemed like there was two different guys in the band. Like they still had the singer guitar player.
Yeah.
And there was like a different drummer and a different bass, because they looked like they were those native guys. That's what they look more like, the native guys.
Well, the drummer's one of the brothers, so unless he quit, I don't think.
I'm wondering if he quit or something happened, because it looked like a total different guy. It looks like he's one of the natives, that.
Yeah, because these kids, they look more. You wouldn't think that they're part native or part tribal people. They look like blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids.
Yeah.
They look totally white, but they're not. They speak that language fluently. So that's why they speak the Morai language. I don't know what's going on there. They're still new, so you don't hear a lot about them, and there's not a lot on them yet. They got to keep breaking. So,
but so they're pretty good. I mean, I like them. Check them out.
Yeah, it's different, and so there it is. Alien Weaponry is the band that Joe just got exposed to. What are you buying, stranger? Thank you. So we had mentioned in our last show about some gear and stuff's coming out this week. Mine, I open with people might know what that is. It's Quad Cortex. So this thing, man, they released it. It announced it like almost 2 years ago, January of NAMM 2021 or maybe even 2020. It's been a long time. These things have not been in stock. They announced them, they released them, and you can't get the fucking things. So I've been waiting. I gave up on this thing. That's why, you could see right behind me, right there. That's my Ampero. I'm like, well, I don't need this fucking thing now. Basically, this Quad Cortex takes a Kemper, so it can take snapshots of amps. So I can take all my amps and take snapshots, copy them into there, so I have them with me in one device. But it's like a fractal where I can layer amps. I can do the problem like the Kemper is you can take the snapshots and you get those profiles, but you can only use one amp at a time. So a lot of times you go in the studio, you might use 2 amps, you might use 3, maybe 4, and combine them to get a unique sound. Well, you can do that with this thing. This thing can process up to 4 amps, 8 cabinets, 8 IRs at the same time. Also, I'll probably use it for like a vocal channel, so I'll have some vocal processing with like reverb, a little delay, and it may be a looper if I want to do like a chorus and then hit a harmony, so I can loop it the first time and then go back over it. And then I can also have my guitar going through that. So I could actually run 4 different things. I could run 2 guitars through this, a bass, and then vocals actually. So that's 4. That they're like bands like Megadeth. That's what they're using now. There's a lot of bands using Ola England with the Haunted. He's using this thing now. That thing's pretty badass. So I'm still learning it. And I'm gonna start putting some videos of what as I make patches and stuff. So that's my piece of gear, and I've been waiting like almost 2 years for. So
yeah.
So you got some new stuff recently too, right?
Yeah. Well, I bought the Scarlett 18i20. Basically, it's built in. It's a 8 preamps and then 10 outs.
Yeah.
And it could be rack mounted. It's got the ears, so that's what I did. That's why I bought a little rack unit. The other thing is I was gonna buy because I'm running out of fucking. I bought that one strip, the Furman strip. It wasn't like the rack strip, and so I'm running out of shit to plug in, right? Plugs.
Yeah.
So I was gonna get another one, and then I figured, well, fuck it, I'll just break down and buy a rack Furman strip. So I did that, and then I've been looking for to upgrade my audio interface because I had the Scarlett 2i2, so that's just 2 in, 2 out.
Yeah.
And I don't really need it right now. Like I haven't figured a use yet because my drums are electronic, so I don't like mic every drum, you know. So now with this, I can do that if I get an acoustic set.
Oh yeah, you get 8 channels. You can make that work. You know. Ideally, yeah, you might want more, but yeah, if you get an acoustic set, you have the options out. And that's when you need these things for drums. Drums are the hardest thing to capture.
Yeah.
So.
And then they sell the Octo Pre, which is the add-on to this.
Which is what I have. But I think the newer one, it's different. Actually, if I light this up, I might be able to. Let's see here. Yeah. What that works is they call it ADAT, or it's basically a light pipe. You plug in from your main interface into the Octo Pre.
That gives you 8 more channels. That's where they're getting the 18. And then 2 for SPDIF. So you got 16. You got 8 and 8, and then the 2 SPDIFs. If you use that, that's why they get away with saying it's 18 in.
Yeah.
But the ADAT is 8 channel. They consider that 8 channels.
I got this. I don't know if that'll fuck these up. So that's the older version of the Octo Pre. I got it right there. So I use a UA Apollo quad right here. Quad 2. So that's an older one, but it's also got the upgrade for Thunderbolt when I switch over and get my new computer. But yeah, and then dude, I recommend if you get that, you can record acoustic drums, no problem.
Yeah. So it was just one of the things I was gonna. So I started looking at other interfaces because you mentioned Apollo, so I started looking at it, but they're real expensive.
They are expensive.
And they're good if you're gonna start running Apollo plugins, right? But it's like I didn't know if I was gonna end up running them. So it's like, and if I didn't end up running them and I bought the equipment, it's like, wow, that's like overkill. So I was looking at the Audient. I think that's how you pronounce the brand.
Audient,
Audient, yeah. They came out with a new Evo 16, which is basically like the one I bought on the Scarlett, but it's got 8 in, 8 out, and it's rack mountable. It's like an all-in-one, and I was like, oh, that was nice. So I was looking at that, and that was just under 500. It was almost $500. And so I was like, wow, that's a pretty good price. So I went online to check it out, and they were out of stock. So it's kind of like with the processor you just bought.
Yeah, everything's always out of stock now.
Apparently this is new, so I'm like, fuck, if they're already out of stock, when are they you never know when they're going to have it back in. So I was looking at other brands, and then I was like, well, why don't you just look up at the Scarlett and see what their bigger ones are, the larger size. And because I never had a problem with my little 2i2.
Yeah.
And shit, I never had a problem with it. I was like, yeah, well, it's a decent brand, so why don't I check out that? So I went and looked at the bigger, like just this desktop box. They have, I think, a 6x6, and that was $699. It was listed at.
So that's more for less channels.
Yeah. So then I seen this one. It's on sale, the big one, and it's the rack one, and it was $549. So I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I got it up right now. I'm looking at it.
So I was like, damn, I'll just get that one.
So does it have is it that you don't have looks like you got preamps for all your channels, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. I wonder why the 6 channels more.
I don't know. But I seen that and I was like, wow. I was like, wow, seems like a good deal. The only thing that I've noticed on this is for the phantom power.
Yeah.
there's 2 buttons, so it's not individual phantom power on each one. It's got one button turns on for the 1 to 4 preamps. And
Oh,
then the second button turns on to the 5 to 8. So it's kind of a problem if you're using a lot of like you're mixing
condenser mics or
dynamic mics.
yeah.
You got to keep all your condensers on like 4 to one side.
Yeah.
Turn it on, you're not going to blow out other shit.
Oh, that's kind of the compromise. Yeah, because that way, okay, your dynamics don't need it. Your ribbons, your condensers, you're going to need it, so you put those on those channels.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But I mean, if I do like end up doing some of my own shit and then I do vocals, I'm only going to use one mic, so it's like I shouldn't run into a problem there. I'm not doing bands, so you know.
Yeah.
But I noticed that was one of the limitations on this. But other than that, it's got the meters and it's got the individual controls and and then it's even got the headphone out because like my Scarlett only had the one headphone out.
Yeah.
Got 2, so you can have 2 different.
Yeah, that's like the Apollo. I got 2 on that.
And then it's even got a talkback.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's got talkback monitoring in there.
But like if you're like you set up like a real studio and then you're recording a band, you can talk back into their.
That's what I got. I got the central station for who is it that makes these guys again? God dang it. I know it's here somewhere. But the central station monitor system, and it has a talkback mic, and it's got a little shuttle thing that I have on my desk that I push the buttons. So like you asked me earlier, like if I have my monitors on, I turn them on and off over here with the remote thing, the central station.
Yeah, see, with me,
PreSonus. Yeah.
Oh, and then I went and ended up buying a monitor stand, speaker stand. I had the little desktop stands, but I got the full speaker stands.
Did you put those pictures up?
Yeah, I posted those yesterday. And then you sent me the picture of your new processor. I'll post that on the Instagram.
Yeah, and then we're gonna put up. You'll probably just do it during the week or so, or next week.
When you sent me, you got an unboxing.
Yeah, I got an unboxing. We'll get that. I don't know how good it was. Jennifer just shot it, and then I don't know. There might be background noise or whatever, but check it out and I'll send it to you. So we'll have an unboxing of all that.
And so everything's coming together.
You should have did a time lapse. I just film you setting up the rack and all that stuff. Just filming you doing it and then just speed it up and time lapse it.
Well, that's what I'm gonna. Remember, I said I was gonna do kind of an evolution.
Yeah.
My setup. That's from way back before I even got the iconic and shit. So I'm gonna have. I got pictures of all that, and I'm gonna put them in kind of somewhat of a time lapse.
That's what happens here. Before I had that rack, I mean, the first amp I had was the Mesa. Then my second one I had was this one, the EVH. That one I had when we moved in this house. But since we moved in the house, all these other ones, I've got them. So then I got that rack, and I had pictures of this, just like what you're talking about. The room, and then I got the rack, and then I put them all up on there. And then I got even over here to my left, I have my 5150 iconic. Behind me, I have the PV, what do you call that thing? The Invective. Yeah. Amps everywhere.
Yeah. You got a wall of heads back there.
Yeah, and that's not even all of them. Those are just the ones on camera. You can't even see behind me down low is I got a 6505 mini head down there. And then Seymour Duncan power, I think it's a power stage. So I can run that with my quad Cortex, and that's like this little rig I can throw in a bag. So, and once I capture all my stuff on this quad Cortex, then I'll have all my amps with me at any show. I could play any one of them. So if I'm not whatever amp I'm feeling or whatever, or for certain songs or whatever,
And you sent me I posted those on Instagram. They're up there too. You posted me pictures of your little studio, your home studio.
Yeah, I did. Did I do a little video too? I took pictures and did a short
but everything you sent me, I posted.
Okay, so all that stuff's up. Yeah, to kind of get the feel of this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had like 3 or 4 pictures of just your desk.
Yeah.
And then you had another few pictures of around the whole room.
That was to show you those little pipes. You can get those at Home Depot, and then they sell like the little threaded rails. So what I was going to do is then put a wood panel in the front, and then decide where I want my rack stuff. And then I was going to put those little rails in there, and then basically you wouldn't see anything back here. It would all be just rack gear. But I didn't end up doing that because I have, like, if you look at those pictures, I have this control surface, Mackie control surface. And it's just basically a big mouse. But I like working with the faders and the automation and shit. And you hit a button, it goes faster. So
Yeah.
anybody that ever messes with a DAW on the computer and you're sitting with your mouse trying to drag across the screen to hit the little button, it's easier to just reach across the desk and hit a button. So it's all preference. You don't need it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And then I was telling you, I bought that little rack unit. It's a 4-unit, so it holds 4 rack components, or single rack components, or you could double them up.
You could use what? Yeah, you could fit a double space, 2 double space, or 4 singles, right?
Singles, or 1 double and 2 singles.
Yeah.
4 units. And then my dilemma was they had like the same rack unit, but with an 8-unit. Right now it was on sale, so it was the same price as the 4. But the only thing I was thinking is because I was going to put the monitor on top, right? Which I have it now.
Yeah.
And 8 would be way, be like twice
Way
as
too high.
Probably way in the fucking. I'd
Yeah.
be like this trying to fucking do shit with the dock. So I didn't do that. So this unit, I bought the smaller unit, which right now is fine because I got the Furman and then my 18920. And then I'm thinking later if I end up buying the Octapre, that'll go in there. And I still have room for 1 more.
Yeah.
That's fine for now. Well, yeah, that was my dilemma because it was the 8, because it's 8 instead of 4. So it's like for the same price. It's like, damn.
Yeah, and if anything, it's like we always talk about. It's like just get the bigger one because that's my wife's philosophy, and she always talks me into it because it's like I don't know how many times I've done that. I bought I don't need this. I'm not doing that, so it'll be fine. And then down the road, you're like, fuck, I should have got the other one. It was only a couple $100 more at the time, and now I'd have that ability. But yeah, just you're gonna spend the money. You'll end up spending twice the money if you don't. So is that Octapre? What you say? That one's what, $659?
Well, they got 2. They got the 659. It has built-in compression.
Yeah, that's like mine. Mine's got little built-in compression knobs.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like the one closest to mine.
Yeah, and then they have one for I think 4 something. That one is just a straight up pre. Where it just has the 8 pre's.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, you don't got the compression on there.
Yeah.
Back.
And that's the one I'm probably going to get.
There you go. And we're going to be, I'd recommend getting the one that I got.
Pressure. Yeah, I was thinking, but that's like with your Apollo shit, right? Your Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put the compression before.
Yeah, I can. But it's good to have it because when you got a mic, especially like you're miking up drums, like it's such a dynamic instrument. Putting that compression in there, it gives you a nice level signal. It's just another stage to have something there. So yeah, I'm looking at the cheaper one. Yeah, that other one is like the one I got.
Yeah,
it's the newer version.
I see both of them, and I was like, "Well, what the fuck is the difference?" Then I started reading it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this one's got the built-in compression and shit." That's why they added the price.
Yeah,
but yeah, in and out wise, it's the same. But yeah, and then I started thinking, well, I got my electronic drums because that I don't even have plugged into the audio interface; just straight into my computer.
Yeah,
with a USB cable. So now I'm thinking, remember when you came down and I seen that little mini set for like $250?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm thinking I should get that. That'll fit in here, and then I can mic that fucker with this interface now.
Then you're gonna be buying mics, and then there you go down the rabbit hole. I told you, you're going.
Yeah. So
you're gonna end up.
I'm not gonna do that shit now, but yeah,
you will. Oh, you will. You will.
Stranger.
What are you buying, stranger? Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, what are you buying now, Joe? You would think there's a recession on, everything's expensive, but we're fucking spending money like nobody's business. It's like, got to get the gear, man.
Well, yeah, the thing is like you said, you don't know when they're going to have it again if they're out.
Dad, yeah. They
Like-
they may never have it again. If we go to war with China, who knows when they're going to have shit again, ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking too. It's like, well, fuck, if I get it, it's on sale. I'll just get it, you know.
That's like, I want to get my computer's crapping out. It's old now. It's a tower from 2012, and I bought it used. I bought it refurbished. I can't even update the thing no more, and it's like, I might as well get one of those damn studios, Mac Studios, because who knows, man? I might not be able to get those in the near future. The way things are going.
Tuesday they're having their announcement. So
Oh,
we'll see what
they're
because
gonna,
they were supposed to, because they had said when they did the studio, they said there's one more piece that we need to bring out, and then they showed a picture of the Mac Pro, right?
yeah,
So everybody was like, oh, okay, they're gonna make that an M1, their own chip,
yeah,
and so everybody thought at WWC in June they were gonna announce it, and they didn't. So then in late June, early July, there was tech stories coming out saying that they had problems with the M1 in the Mac Pro. So that's why they didn't put it out.
So the
with
Pro is that the tower?
yeah, that's their new little tower, tower. And so now everybody's saying, in the tech stories that I'm reading, they're saying that they're just going to wait and put the M2 into the Mac Pro. So, but they haven't even announced, like, with the M1, they announced the Max and the Ultra
Yeah,
and Pro chips. They haven't even done that with the M2. They just put out the M2 on like the Air,
yeah.
and it was just the basic M2. So they haven't even done the upgraded M2 chips.
See, because that's where, like, I'd like to buy the tower because I have, for my Apollo, I have an extra card that gives me more processing power, and I can put more cards in there, and that bumps up my processing power so I can run their plugins. If I get the studio, then I'm going to have to buy one of those PCI card boxes and put the card in there. And for like a one card slot those are like $300. So it's not cheap, just for more processing, Yeah, I would like to get another tower, but I don't know. I know the ones they have now they can't process like that. So
Yeah, the ones they have now are still the Intel.
yeah.
So, it's basically they're dead because
Yeah.
it's like, well, that's not the future. So, and
And-
that's why a lot of guys are waiting for them to come out with the M.
Yeah, the M and the new ones. And the thing is, it's like the money now. It's like, if I'm going to spend that money, I want it to last as long as possible, and we can use it. Now that we're doing video processing, that's even more than the audio stuff that we do, and that taxes the system. So, yeah, I wonder, like, with all that stuff, latency, how good it works, and I mean, I don't really have a problem because I got my UA, but
Well, for music, all the reviews I've seen and stuff on the studios,
yeah,
like the M1 Max chip that bass one comes with,
yeah,
for music audio, that's like I think I told you could do. They maxed it out at like 190 tracks, and then it started slowing down, and then but on average, they were doing like 40 tracks, and it was no problem.
yeah.
And so yeah, but then like you're saying, your dilemma is you're going to add video too. So that's why everybody that were buying the upgraded, that Ultra
Yeah.
chip, was getting it for video.
And that's the future. That's where everything's at. Like, I know where I'm going to start doing now is turning the corner and buying better cameras and getting multiple shots. And then, because I'm trying to, in my head, figure out now, okay, how do I do these gear demos? And you want to have one camera on the unit, one camera on yourself, maybe another one that you can. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot more processing. So definitely want to go with the best option there for that stuff. And who knows what we come up with. So
this Tuesday they're having their event. So
okay. I'll keep a lookout.
I don't think they're going to upgrade the studio because they just came out with that last spring.
Yeah.
few months ago. But if anything, they might announce that Pro. Or
Yeah.
that's what people are expecting. But mainly, well, for sure, they're going to announce the new iPhone. That's what they always do.
Oh, yeah. Which I was thinking, my iPhone's so old, it's the iPhone 6.
What they're saying is, like, I got the 13 Pro, right?
Yeah.
This last year's new model. Now they're saying the 14 because of the chip shortage. They're gonna keep the same chip as the 13, but they're gonna like up the camera, and they're gonna call it the 14. It's gonna have the same chip as mine.
So it's basically a 13, but with a better camera.
I'm like, did people just buy the 13 and you'll save some money, you know?
Yeah, right up front because it's the older model. Well, if that's the case, then that's what I'll do. Because I've been thinking, I should just go upgrade. I'm due for a new phone anyway, and then I can use that camera. That's another camera I won't have to buy. Because those cameras aren't cheap, man. I was watching Ola the other day. He was saying the cameras he usually goes for are usually around $1,000 each. I'm like, oh fuck. So
they got those GoPros for like 400, I think.
Yeah, but none of these YouTubers use those, so there's a reason that I don't know about those. I don't think the quality is that good. I think it's grainy. Like this thing's supposed to be high definition, and it's grainy. I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, this picture ain't that great. So I don't even really want to use this for shooting videos.
Shots like this, like mine too.
Yeah,
it's all right. Like you can,
Yeah, like this, it works.
Close on it, yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, it gets grainy and shit. You can see the little, like all the little pixels or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know how that's 1080 or even 4K. It says it does 4K, but I don't know. If this 4K, this shit. So.
What do you buy?
Nope, that's not 4K. You can't touch it. Oh, fuck. All right, well, so there we are with gear, and we did Exposed. And anything else? Oh, the songs. We're almost there. Our goal date was shoot to get them done this weekend. We're having a heat wave. I'm sure most people know. If you're not in California, you've heard about it. We're supposed to be hitting over 100-degree temperatures for the next week. So it's hotter than shit in here. So I doing vocals is tough right now. So, but we're almost there. We almost got everything done. So hopefully this month I'll get it all done. So.
And then with these two, we're looking to put it out as an EP.
Yeah. Well, we named the EP. That's the thing we talk about. Look, because we're releasing singles, but every time you go and look for Two Bros, it just lists each song as its own song, its own album. And if you put them all on an EP, then they'll be grouped, So going forward, I think, either we could just say these go on to the next one, and from this point on through the next year, they'll be that album. We could say it's an EP, or we could say this is the album. And all the songs we release go to that, and then the following year, boom, we start with a new album. So that way, when you go grab and you do download or whatever, it's all one album. But they're going to be released as singles, because we're not doing it like the old fuddy-duddy way. It's just, for me, it looks, because like when you're trying to do playlists and stuff, I don't know, it's easier, search by albums. Instead of having new artwork for everything, and I don't know. But if anybody out there wants to comment, I know nobody's commenting on shit. It's 5 people listening.
Well, that's why I don't put a poll. Like, there's a thing when we post these, we upload them and shit. They said you can add a poll and shit. I was like, well, we ain't got that many.
Nobody answers. Nobody's there. Is there anybody out there? Smile if you can hear me. Well, and that's the thing too. Like, you had ideas, so let's do a giveaway, and we could do that. We could do that. We just need listeners. Let's say once we break. They say though the first 1,000 subscribers that's the threshold. That is hard as hell to get. Yeah. So there's our goal. We need to get there, and then from there, then the snowball starts. So getting to that first 1,000, it might take a decade. We're gonna be fucking in our 60s and shit. Get off my lawn.
My memory will be gone by then.
What are we doing again? Podcast. We're doing the podcast. Huh?
Yeah.
Butt blast. Where are you gonna butt blast? I'm not even in the same room. Podcast. Fuck. All right, so yeah, keep a lookout. We'll be dropping new music within the next few weeks. Those 2 songs will be done. So all links will be down below, and we're going to be dropping also new material too, not just these shows. We'll have unboxings. I'm thinking maybe start doing some playthroughs. We'll have 5 songs. Once we get those done, maybe like once a month, I'll do like in my room a Rob Flynn Machine Head style, just play through and sing. Start with Self Trepidation, then
put it off and let it rip.
Yeah. So, and then we talked about maybe too, like we don't know how this will even work over the internet with latency and stuff, but if it can be done, we might be even trying to do a jam where we're jamming and you can hear us play those songs. But that's all up in the air. I don't know if the computers are fast enough for the internet or what. So we'll see. That's all in the works. So.
Yeah, we got plans.
Big plans for nobody to watch. Come on, we need 1,000. Hit subscribe. Fuck. Then we can start doing giveaways and we start doing shit. Like old gear that I want. Hey, fuck, who wants this Ampero? Fuck it. Who wants to win this?
Yeah.
I got stuff that like, dude, that fucking Helix behind me. Fuck that thing. I don't even care now. I got the Quad Cortex. That thing works still. I just don't have the patience to deal with how do I fix it and get it updated right, because I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. But the thing's brand new. I've never played live with it. I've jammed with it a few times, and I've just pretty much had it in this room. So, like, dude, we could do giveaways like that. Who wants to win a Helix floorboard, you know? Fuck. This thing sucks. Well, it was free. Fuck, what do you want? But all right, just hit subscribe. Come on, let's get those numbers up.
3 more.
3 more. Let's get 3 more.
3 more.
All right, so yeah, that's it, right? That's all I got.
No, but I want my $2.
$2.
Where's my money, bitch?
All right, that's been the show. I'm Adam. See you next time.
I'm Joe. Later.